to the Meltdown. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you, the great Morris Bartlett.
Oh, hi, Internet. How are you? My name is Morris Bartlett. This is the Meltdown. Welcome. If this is your first time, you're extra welcome. It is just you and me tonight, Internet, and a small handful of comics. We don't even have real live humans. We're a TV studio. It's going to be extra weird. It makes the dynamic strange. Hi, I am your host, king of this show. I'm your virtual friend. I am like Tintin if the sea captain died and he never got over it. I am joined, as always, by my only friend with talent, the leader of the Meltdown band, the one and only Ty Bisanol. Hey, man, how you been?
Good, man.
It's been an all right week, hey?
We had a busy week.
The post-apocalypse is weird, right?
It is.
It's doing two things at once. One of the things is it's making it hard to do everything that I want to do, but on the other hand, just everybody else is in that same boat, so there's like a bunch of opportunities. We get to do a bunch of shit we don't normally get access to, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Like access to very high-rise gigs. We got offered to do this bachelor party
At 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
on a Saturday.
On a Saturday. Now, as comedians, we get weird gig offers all the time, and a lot of the time we take them because we have nothing else to fucking do. We figured it'll be a wild ride. We went to this.
So it was at the Harbor Center.
It was at the Harbor Center,
downtown Vancouver. So it's like where they usually like tourists go and pay money.
I thought it was going to be like at a room in the Harbor Center.
Yeah, but it's like where it's like they like has like the whole like revolving restaurant.
Yeah,
above
it's like
it.
a huge UFO on top of a building.
So we get there and like we're like masked up the whole deal, and
Yeah.
this woman meets us downstairs.
Immediately, she's like, "Are you the entertainment?" And we're like, "Yes." And she's like, "What's the name of the bachelor?" I was like, "I don't know."
We didn't know.
I don't know.
The guy who hired us. Like,
Yeah,
And then
right.
she just believed that, and then we were good
She's
to
like,
go.
"Okay." And then so she swipes, and she goes, "Hey, by the way, if you want to, you could rent the room up there." And I was like, "Oh yeah, everybody's got to hustle. I get it. What's the rate for the room up there?" She was like, "Oh, for 3 hours, it's only like $900. $900."
$900 for 3 hours. But it was, she was like this hilarious sales pitch, though.
Yeah.
I was like saying, it was like if NBC tried to negotiate with a YouTuber.
Yeah,
It just didn't make any fucking sense.
Honestly, she
Yeah.
was trying to like, yeah, your audience could like go up and like watch the sunset and the huge panoramic view and drink a cocktail and hear some jokes and then drink another cocktail and go home
She said
to the
cocktail.
suburbs and not bang each
She
other.
said cocktail a lot. I was like, what do you mean, like a rum and coke?
Right. Because I don't know if you listen. We have some audience. We have some fans and shit. And I got to tell you, having met them, they are not cocktails at sunset in the air type of people. They are like bathtub gin in a basement type of people.
Yeah. It was great. We're just like, she's like, oh, well, tickets would only have to be like whatever. I'm like, oh, yeah, come to my open mic.
Yeah.
Tickets are only $50.
Yeah. Be like, oh, yeah, only $36 of the ticket price would have to, and then we just make money right after that.
So then Morris humors her just to be like we just want to get upstairs at this point because she keeps scanning for the elevator,
And
but
it's not
nothing's-
coming.
It's not coming. So she just keeps telling us about this, how great the room is. And
Right.
we're like, okay, well, take us there. Already.
Right.
So Morris like, do you have a business card?
She goes, "Do you have a business card?"
And I'm like, bitch, you're the one with the pantsuit on. Where's your business card? And then she
You
gives
have
it to
shoulder
us.
pads, dude. I have a very small amount of success.
And then the business card was like a 3-fold panoramic photo
Of the
like, what
shitty
you
side
see.
of the view.
The shitty side
From
of
the
the view
Harbor Center.
of the Harbor Center, where like other buildings are just in the way of the view.
It's not even showing any mountains or any ocean or anything.
Yeah, it was
I don't
great.
know, bro. It's
time.
I mean, I guess there is that old canard like art is worth what you think it's worth, right? Like you've heard that old thing about there was a dude, first violinist for the New York Philharmonic Orchestra. I think I'm not making that up, who played in the subway on a Stradivarius violin and got like basically no money for it, despite the fact that the very previous night he'd used the same instrument and the same songs and earned thousands and thousands of dollars, completely filled up an opera hall. And it's just because they're not. But I got to be honest with you, I just don't think it's a good fit, dude. Yeah, man. Sometimes I don't want to try and charge people $70 to see me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not doing it with 15 right now.
Yeah, right? Bruh. Okay, listen, I'm pretty mad about advertising in a way that the audience is not going to
I saw
appreciate.
you just try to, like, with that last little rant, was like trying to justify why the show is like what it is tonight. I was really like, how did you go into this? Oh, I see. I get it.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a moody, sensitive boy, and I'm in a moody, sensitive fucking mood.
We got some fucking rad ass.
We do. We
here,
have some nice
we're
comics.
stoked. Yeah,
we had a couple people who are going to do some delightful ass shit. I'm pretty excited about it. Do you think we should have a show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great. Just before that, I want to mention to everybody that our super producer Tanner showed up today to the pre-show with an entire cob of corn in his hand.
Yeah, he had just come back from camping, immediately from camp. He left here to go camping.
Yeah, he left this venue immediately to go camping.
And he came back from camping.
Directly to this venue. He's been camping like since presumably Friday night, and he came back with an unhusked cob of corn in his hand.
Yes, and he insists that eating said corn raw is not weird. We've been over this.
He's
Tanner,
doing
like,
it now.
No. He's gonna eat the corn.
I really wish we had a camera up in the sound booth. He's peeling it.
Let me tell you something, boys. This is going to be delicious.
Oh, my fucking... there's
Ah,
not even butter on it. It's probably got bugs.
Dude,
No, it's so good.
I'm so glad
oh, my
that
fucking Christ. I feel like, listen, you talked yourself into a corner and you're just trying to prove it. You're just by eating a cob of corn now.
You're just mad that I'm not going to share because of COVID.
I feel like we could have had this same conversation about an onion and you would be trying to eat a raw onion right now.
I mean, well, that's
I'm not going back for seconds on an onion.
Okay.
I like how the internet didn't get to see that because we would have been kicked off.
Of him eating a cob of corn?
Yeah, dude, it's gross.
I mean, the internet's very sensitive lately. Okay, fine. Listen, let's get the fucking axe up here, dude. Okay. Our first act, he's new to the show. He's one of them hustling young bloods. I was pretty impressed with him like a week and a half ago, and so I booked him on the show. And I told him to drop some fucking art. I told him to eat his Wheaties today, lace his shoes up tight, be fucking ready. And so let's see if he's done that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring to this stage for the very first time, Aresh Narchi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, my friend. What is going on, people?
Nothing.
Internet people.
Right?
Oh, we were like concerned if my head would fit before with Tanner. It's like, is your head gonna fit? It's funny you mentioned people at the show watching like bathtub gin fans, and my girlfriend is in a bathtub drinking gin watching this. So we have your audience.
Girlfriend.
Hello, Bren. Yeah. What's up, Ty?
Not much, man. How are you?
Good, man. Things are good. I'm gonna put this in here. Man, it's weird. I can't take compliments. Actually, I'm gonna bring it up. Realize my height. Yeah, can't take compliments. I make things really awkward. Just between you and I. I was at like a birthday party, and this dude comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, you have a nice watch. Watches are the last frontier of men's jewelry." And I was like, yeah, man, that and nipple piercings. And he turned around and started talking to someone else. So. I don't know if you guys have been to the dentist lately. Anyone here? People online? Recently went to the dentist, got 6 teeth pulled.
Ooh.
Brutal. 4 wisdom teeth, 2 back molars. And I mean, like, people hate the dentist. Like, it's not uncommon for you to be like nervous and not trust your dentist, but I don't know how you're supposed to feel when the dentist is your friend who you've had multiple threesomes with. It's like day of the operation, he's like, yeah, we're gonna put you under. And I'm like, I need to see everything going on. I cannot trust this at all. Like, I can't have you pulling my 2 back molars and tickling my balls at the same time. Just bringing flashbacks of like a Vegas hotel room where I'm like having sex and literally same dude grabs my balls.
Oh.
These are just my problems of August and my anxieties. No, it's great. Teeth are gone. That's the important part. Humanity is not. Yeah, it's been weird. It's been weird. I was watching this show with my girlfriend the other day, and like the final scene of the season was this guy pretty much like fucking his cousin, which was really weird. I was just I was in shock. I saw this, and for hours on end, I just kept thinking about this event, and I just like got to this point. I turned to my girlfriend. I was like, I wonder if people who are actually fucking their cousins are watching this and they're showcasing it to their parents as like a way to signal that maybe it's socially acceptable to get married. Because if that's the case, we can get married too, baby.
Wait, is your girlfriend your cousin?
No,
Oh.
she hates that joke too.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, not a bad guess. I've been working. Luckily, during this time, I hope some people have been working. If not, keep on moving along, hustling what you can. And I've been working at like part-time at the suicide hotline, and there's been a lot of calls. But I think people are like trying to do their best to feel better. And I think that's just generally like people are trying to get by. And I remember I was talking to this one dude. He was like down and depressed, and he was like saying, I have a plan to feel better. I'm actually, I'm gonna try stand-up comedy.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh no. That was exactly what was going on in my mind. And I was like, all right, man, like, have you done this before? Have you been an open mic? Like, do you know what to expect? And he's just like flat out, no. Nope. And I was like, all right, well, I have a bit of experience. I can tell you a little of what to expect. And then immediately just hung up the phone on him.
It's like my experience.
Yeah, the silence, you know? Yeah. That's what they should learn. Yeah, it's crazy. I was watching like YouTube videos with my mom the other day about cars, really weird. Just watching different car videos, and she was like, one of the reasons one of the main things we use in our kind of criteria of buying a car was how it looked from the back, which is like really strange because I don't imagine my mom going into a dealership and just asking like, hey, I want a car with good fuel economy and a nice ass. Like,
did you find out why she wants that? Why does she want a car?
I think
with a
she's
nice
an ass person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've learned. I didn't know all these years.
Does your dad have a good ass?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is her way of cheating, I guess, is through the car. Yeah. To be determined. I might ask more questions to develop that bit. I don't know if you guys have heard, like, some of you guys have probably heard like this BIPOC term. It's popping up in
BIPOC.
in the world. BIPOC, yeah. I say it wrong, BIPOC. But the acronym, the part of the acronym, the POC part, I thought like for the longest time, it kept popping up last year. I just thought that was like proof of concept. Like I work my day job software sales. I was like, oh yeah, like proof of concept. Someone wants to buy software, you make a decision. And I learned it's like persons of color. That's what it means. That's what it stands for. That's what like you, POC. I was like, oh yeah, that's whatever. Persons of color. Okay, cool. And BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous, Persons of Color. It's the inclusive term. And I'm really glad I learned like the POC part before I learned the whole BIPOC, because it'd be really weird if I'd just be really fucking confused if people were referring to me as a bisexual proof of concept. That'd be really fucking strange. I don't know if you guys can see from where you are at home, but I have very soft hands. Yeah, just something I've known all the time. And I was reminded of it through my ex-girlfriend, who is like a German power lifter and bodybuilder.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
Play along if you don't believe me, but it was true. And it was just a strange dichotomy, and I'd always be like kind of in these situations where I'm intimate with her, and like, just my hand holding her strong, muscular, rugged hand, and I'd be like asking him like, how does it feel like to fuck someone with the hands of a small toddler? Because I felt very safe and protected. That was my experience. Yeah, I never know, like, I'm not dating anymore, but I never knew, like, I'm not dating new people anymore, but when I was dating, I never knew like how much body hair I should remove. Like maybe this is a unique problem to me. And Morris, you're kind of a hairy guy too. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm half Sasquatch.
There you go. Look at that. Yeah.
Look at this shit.
That's beautiful.
Thanks, man.
But not for everybody. For whatever reason, some people can't handle it. So I just never knew how to bring that up, like in conversation, how you gauge someone's experience, comfort level. You can't just be like midway through like asking about someone's favorite animal and be like, do you like giraffes more or gorillas? Just being like, please say gorillas in your mind. I don't know. I'm like overthinking it because no one's going to be like that turned off. Like, oh my God, like hair, like I can't do this anymore. Also, no one's going to be like super overly excited. Like, oh my God, yay, hair, just like my dad. Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, but there are a lot of women that are super into just like their dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a very common.
There you go. So I'm learning. Yeah. I'll close off with this. This has been a great time.
Fuck you, you piece of shit.
I have had fun. I genuinely have had fun.
All right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on with like race and racism and, trying to move forward, but I wish we could like revert back just to a couple years ago, just for like my use case. I just want to like walk into a nice like restaurant and be greeted by like a host or a hostess and not be mistaken for a skip the dishes driver. That's all I want.
All right.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you so
Cool,
much.
man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Guys.
Appreciate it. Paresh Narchi, everyone. It's delightful, right? New guy. I like it when they hustle their asses off.
I like how old are you? 28. You had 6 teeth pulled? Yeah. Are you a shark?
Actually,
awesome.
that happened to me too.
I had that happen when I was a kid, yeah. I mean, I'm a snaggletooth motherfucker, so I can't say anything, but damn, 6 teeth. All at one time? Or did you do like 3?
Oh
Damn.
my god. Sure. The army took my wisdom teeth, obviously, and then when we were going overseas, they're like 2 of your molars have a possibility that might become a problem while you're overseas. We got to pull them out, right? So I went to the dentist. I went to get them pulled out. They pulled out 2 of my molars, which is a nightmare. I'm scared of the dentist. And then they went back to check them at the army, and they're like, "Oh, they pulled out the wrong 2." And then I had to go back and pull out the other 2 molars.
Was it like the army dentist?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Well, that's your fucking problem right there.
I know.
You shouldn't be
Listen, man, if I could have made a choice, dude, you should not. Listen, an army dentist
The
is
guy
somebody
with
who
fucking-
couldn't become an army doctor.
Yeah, here, put the guy with PTSD in charge of the sharp little objects
Just
over there.
give him pliers and
problem.
knives and
Yeah.
strap me down to a chair. Be like, hey, I know our torture program isn't open right now, but we got the next best thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not bringing anything back for that guy.
Okay, great.
All right, then.
Our
on.
next act, I like him a lot. I've been doing shows with him a long ass time. Just thematically, he's one of my favorite comics around. If he were chocolate, he would be extra dark. If he were diamonds, he would be extra bloody. If he were shoes, he would be made by slaves, out of slaves. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage the one and only Mark Hughes. Welcome back, Mark.
Rash, were you saying you volunteered or were working at a suicide prevention line? Yeah. For real? Yeah. Do you still do that? Yeah. Is it the crisis center? Yeah. I used to volunteer there as well. Yeah, just before I started doing comedy. Yeah, and I just got thinking, if I was in your position today, knowing what I know about comedy now, and the guy said I want to start doing stand-up, I would say, okay, here's what it's going to be like. You should just fucking kill yourself. And that'll be your colleagues. That won't be the audience. That'll just be your coworkers who you have to somehow learn to get along with. And then respect whatever cause is their thing they care about that way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, fuck you forever.
And then if you make a joke about suicide, they dox you, and that's it.
And then
so
it's over.
yeah, I one of the things I wanted to talk about, the thing I wanted to talk about today is I'm the the dark and bloody and
Uh-huh.
edgy or whatever, comic, all these labels, but I don't think I am. I just joke about what I like to joke about. But are we pet people? Do you have a pet?
We
Morris?
have a cat at the
You have
house.
a cat? You have a kitty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a kitty. Anyone here a dog person? Anyone here a dog person? The dog? Anyone here own a dog? No? No, you're comics.
It's Vancouver.
Yeah. I'm a ferret guy,
Oh,
as
yeah.
many people, most of the people in the room probably know this. I'm a ferret guy. I have, I'm such a ferret guy that I have ferret gear and, and paraphernalia. I'm going to show your, because they might not be able to see it, so I'm going to get up close.
I think he's trying to sell you the parrot or the.
I make no money.
Oh, he makes no money off this. He's telling us. Okay, but it is cute. It's adorable.
So, I have 2 ferrets, and puppy and baby. And ferrets, the word ferret comes from Latin ferretus, which means little thief. And it's because they actually steal things. So puppy steals shoes, and baby steals pens, and they both stole my heart.
Aww.
And emptied my girlfriend's checking account, and smashed up her car, and somehow got her Amazon password and bought liquor and lottery tickets. The interesting thing about ferrets is the shirt says, did you know, so you know, like a group of animals has a name, like a pod of whales, murder of crows. A group of ferrets is called a business. So my parents can finally be proud that I'm a small business owner.
That's cute.
Now back to my rape jokes.
It's adorable though.
Ferrets are, they're a fun pet though. They're, I don't have a lot of material about them other than some of what I just did, but they are like they do steal shit. That's their thing. They steal. They hoard it. They'll go hide it somewhere. So as a guy, as a reformed criminal, I get to live vicariously through them, right? that's the whole point. But they're like my children, and they just always let me down. They're like, why? Like, so I'll have chicks over, and they'll steal gum. And it's like, why didn't you go after the credit card, for fuck's sake? Jesus Christ, you're doing it wrong. One time I've invited this girl over, and sometimes like we're all
Yeah.
we all,
Listen, I've been trying to get laid.
yeah. No, but we've all been laid more than once, right?
Yes.
Not just our cousin. And sometimes everything's going well, and then you get someone home, and there's some unfortunate detail you didn't exactly count on, like they have more chest hair than you. Or there's you did the old dipstick smell test, and smells like a little bit of Spanish Banks going on, you know what I mean? And you just can't do it. You just, like, I'm a horny bastard, but sometimes it just I'm not in the mood either. Okay,
It's happened to me too.
I'm not feeling it. So, but it's hard to, as men, we're all men, and I don't know who's watching, but like, it's hard to reject women. It really is. It's fucking hard because you feel like you're gonna hurt their feelings, right? Especially, you don't want it. So, the ferrets come in handy for these kinds of things. See, because like, so we're in bed and the smell. And ferrets stink, by the way. They have a funny smell. So if I can smell the chick over the ferret, something's wrong, right? This is someone. There's definitely hygiene issues. And, so the ferrets wake up and they're scurrying around, and I say, "We can't. I'm sorry, miss. We can't proceed because it's illegal to have sex in a place of business."
Boo puns!
Yeah,
Boo puns!
Yeah.
That was the longest.
Puns. I hate puns. I hate puns so much.
Oh, fuck you. That's what you get. Fucking feel the burn. Take it. Take it. Ferrets are, sadly about ferrets though, they don't live very long. They only live about 6 years. It's because they are the main ferret breeder in North America inbreeds them. So they fuck their cousins and mothers and sisters and stuff like that. So they have a lot of genetic problems. They mainly die of cancer. They just all of a sudden around 5.5 get tumors and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like they've been spending too much time in Fukushima. And people ask me why ferrets. Like why do you want ferrets as pets? What's the appeal? And I can't really explain it, to be honest. I don't know. Like, and they go, what made you want to get them? So here's the story about why I like ferrets. Does anyone here? Yeah, you guys probably all remember. Did you ever see the movie The Beastmaster?
Yeah.
Ever see that movie?
Wait, wasn't that a TV show?
It was as well, but it was a movie in the 80s.
Okay.
And it was a cheesy, like, Conan type movie.
I saw the TV show,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think I saw the movie.
So the Beastmaster was a Conan-like figure. It took
Okay.
place in this mythical realm that doesn't exist.
Right.
And he was like a swords guy, and he could speak to animals. He could talk to animals. So he had a golden eagle, a black, was it a black tiger? I think it was
Panther.
a black tiger, and 2 ferrets.
Okay.
And the ferrets were the comic relief in the show.
Okay.
And I remember I saw these 2 animals. I'd never seen them before because I was like 6 years old when I was watching it. And he kept them in a sack, and then he just pulled them out, and they saved the day because they actually knocked a monster into a fire pit.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, I want one of those things right there. And so when I got out of the halfway house, I was in a halfway house after I got out of prison for a while. The first thing I did after when I got my paycheck was I bought a ferret.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Cool.
it's not funny. It's just that's how I ended up with it. And I've just had them
Sure.
ever since, and they're really cool. I don't recommend. People will think they're cute, and I don't recommend them. I'm the biggest anti-ferret spokesperson in the unit because people get them. They're a very common pet that people will get and then immediately give up for adoption or get rid of because they're destructive.
Mm.
They'll like wreck your couch and stuff like that. They'll dig up your couch, and you can't train them to stop doing it.
Oh.
Also, they shit all over the place.
Shit, man.
Yeah, so you have to basically be okay with an animal that will never be perfect, right? And they smell, but they're pretty cute, and they sleep like 20 hours a day. What else can I say? I should try and think of something funny that I can close with on ferrets.
One thing I've noticed.
Oh.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah,
but
no problem.
I like
Help me out here.
I like the fact that the way you describe ferrets, I just need to find a girl who's ferret friendly, and she will probably date me because those are all the same problems I have.
Right.
Yes, I'm destructive and I smell.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Shit's all over the place too, right?
shit all over the
Yeah.
place. Yeah, man.
Oh, you have a dog? Nope.
No, negative.
Just Momo.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone? I don't know. Anyone have any questions about ferrets? People always seem to have questions about ferrets.
What do they eat mainly?
Cat food. They're
Okay.
what are called obligate carnivores,
Okay.
which means they can only eat meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard you tell the odd bit of ferret jokes for like years, and always you update with your latest ferrets.
Yeah.
This might be weird. Where's Goku?
I also actually thought the same. Yeah.
Okay, so I had him since 2014. He was an ex-girlfriend's ferret, and she got him because I had a ferret named Felicity. And unfortunately, she started using drugs again. I met her in recovery, and she couldn't take care of him, so I took him. Last year, he developed what's called insulinoma, which is tumors in the pancreas. And he started having these seizures and stuff like that. But I was able to treat it for a while with this medication.
Okay.
But then one day I came back from wherever the hell I was. I think it was actually a 12-step meeting, which is irrelevant. But I came back, and he'd had a seizure, and he'd peed and pooed himself, and he didn't come out of it. And so I had to put him down. Yeah, that's pet ownership, man.
Honestly, I maybe shouldn't have asked that question. I think I knew where Goku was really.
So now I have him stuffed on my mantle. And,
Seriously?
No.
Oh.
No. Oh, here's one. I'll close with this. This isn't my joke, so I'm not. Velizade came up with this joke, so I'm not stealing it. But he always says to me, he goes, "Ferrets are the black dick of the gerbiling world."
Okay.
You get it? Richard Gere, gerbils.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. You think you're brave with the gerbil? Try a fucking couple ferrets.
A couple ferrets.
A couple ferrets. Okay,
Or a whole octopus.
Yeah, a whole octopus. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fun. Octopus. Do you know they have the intelligence of an 8-year-old kid?
Mhm.
Octopus?
Yeah.
So if you watch octopus porn, you're a lot kinkier than you think. All right. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Oh, that was Mark Hughes, everyone. Okay, I'm having a nice, warm little. This is honestly more like a friends get-together, frankly.
Yeah, this is good shit.
I'm okay with it.
Mark always has posts some shit. Do you post it on your social media for your comedy stuff, like videos of the ferrets? Yeah. He's always got
Sweet,
rad video
sweet.
stuff. So check Mark out all his social media and stuff out because he's
Yeah,
he's a
his
funny
name is
guy.
Mark Hughes.
And check
Also-
us out on social media and shit too.
Yeah, like you can find me on Instagram at Morris the King, and you can find Ty on Instagram at
No, you can't. But VancouverComedy.ca.
yeah,
Get on it.
VancouverComedy.ca has links to all of our stuff, and also follow us on YouTube at Vancouver Comedy Live. You can see us and our sister show, Comedy Snacks, and whatever else Tanner wants to put up there. If Tanner's on the ball, which he usually is, there's probably a graphic happening right about now.
Yeah, graphics.
Okay, great. We have 2 more comics. Do the internet have room in your hearts for 2 more comedians? Great.
We just heard Tanner eating more corn.
Perfect. Somebody microwave him and it'll pop inside of him. Okay. Your next act. He spent most of his life living in Asia, in China specifically, and he had great success there until eventually he just had to flee in the night from an oppressive Chinese regime, and now we've been happy to adopt him here. He's adjusting well. You know, we water him several times a day. He lives in a cage for us. We're just super happy to have a refugee. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring onto this stage for the first time the one and only Andrew Grant. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Putting on the mic. Do you wear condoms?
I don't like to, but I do wear them. Yeah.
You gotta work. You gotta come prepared.
It's honestly the number one reason why I try and have a relationship is so that I can start throwing out the condoms.
I got nowhere to bounce off this. I just want to say the come prepared joke because we're hating puns tonight.
Okay, great. Perfect.
No, I did. You actually weren't that far off. I was living in Hong Kong, and then I had to leave for reasons that I'll get into in a second. People think it's weird when I say I moved here from Hong Kong, like not because I'm white, because I'm fat.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, it didn't even occur to me.
Yeah, they don't think, like, hey, you guys have had Chinese food. It's like all sugar and cornstarch. The westernized. Okay, fuck it. You ever lose confidence in a bit, like, instantly?
Yeah,
Constantly.
All the time.
It's my whole
All the
career.
time.
Is not totally finishing a joke.
All the time. Yeah. No, I lived in Hong Kong for like 4.5 years. And it was really cool. I started comedy out there. There's a cool little scene out there. Have you guys ever been to Hong Kong?
No.
I've only been to like Central and South America.
Okay. Well, if you guys haven't been to Hong Kong, it's like Richmond. It's like Richmond.
All right.
That's
I feel like it might be taller than that.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit warmer.
Okay.
I swear to God, I was there for 4.5 years and I wasn't dry the entire time. It was real bad. I used to sleep. I actually had to get my bed up on like stilts so I could sleep next to the AC unit. Oh, it was not good. I did enjoy my time there other than the weather. One of the things that's great about living in Asia is that like you can travel around Asia because it's all really cheap. So like I've done shows in mainland China. I got censored in mainland China.
Of course. Good.
Maybe you'll hear some of those jokes tonight. Actually, fuck, I'll do one of them. Like, so anytime I went up into China, right, like I'd have to go through immigration, and I always had a real problem because in my past, like in real life, I have a beard, but in my passport, I don't have a beard. And for some reason, Chinese people are really bad at mentally adding and subtracting beards. It's like they don't have a lot of experience with it. Like, I probably should just have a beard in my passport photo, but I figure if immigration is going to give me problems, I'd rather be 5 minutes in a razor away than like 3 months in a cell.
All right.
So I'm trying to get into China, and this guy is giving me trouble because of the beard issue. And he's like, I don't think I can let you into China today. I'm like, okay, but can you let in my friend, Chairman Mao? And he's like, this is a 1 kwai note. This is like 30 Canadian cents. This is worth nothing to me. I was like, okay, sorry, man, not my country. Can you let in his friend, Chairman Mao? It's like, okay, this is like 100 renminbi. This is like $15. You're getting there, but you're gonna have to go higher. I'm like, hey man, sorry, it's not my country. Can you let in his friend, Chiang Kai-shek? And he's like, you're going to prison now.
That is not where I thought that joke was going to go.
No. Thank you for knowing the historical leader of Taiwan.
You mean the person who is still to this day in charge of actual China?
That's what they say. That's what's that party called? The KMT?
I don't know. The Taiwanese theoretically, legally, are still the Chinese government.
Well, that's the fun thing. Taiwan says that they're the real Chinese government because they got pushed there by the communists, and the communists say that Taiwan's the rogue state.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the PRC and they got Taiwan. They call themselves the Republic of China.
Right. I am voting for the one that's not putting people in concentration camps right now.
Yeah, fair enough. I just kind of feel like the one with the military is gonna be the ultimate victor.
That's hard to argue with.
I'm not saying I agree with them, but you gotta root for a winning team.
Whoever's got the street bows, the bows, you know what I'm saying, like the pork belly bows.
Oh, it's
who
all
I'm
based
rooting-
on the street food.
That's
is what you're saying?
that's like Guangdong province in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
The Char Siu bao.
Yeah.
I had a lot of those.
Yeah.
That was like 50% of what I did in Hong Kong.
Yeah, that'd be all I.
Yeah, you know what my favorite thing to do in Hong Kong? My favorite thing in Hong Kong was July 1st, right? Because like we have Canada Day on July 1st, but like Hong Kong also has their kind of national day on July 1st. It's the day that Hong Kongers celebrate being handed back to China.
Oh God.
Celebrate.
Yeah, but like it's really fun, right? Because every year I used to celebrate in the traditional fashion by pulling a gun on my landlord and making her sign a 99-year lease. Historical facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. One year I was trying to convince my friends. My friends don't have a high opinion of me, and I like to kind of play into that. So I tried to make them think that I thought they were celebrating Canada Day. And I'm like, hey, you guys gonna go see those Canada Day fireworks in the harbor? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yeah, July 1st, Canada Day. Last year I saw a Canada Day lion dance. They weren't all that amused. Although this one year on Handover Day, I was at like a beach barbecue with some coworkers, and like people don't realize how diverse Hong Kong is. You got the Chinese, obviously. You have the white people from the Brits and finance. You've got the Indians who came with the Brits, and then you got like other parts of Asia all in there. It's a commercial hub, right?
Right.
And I'm hanging out with my Indian buddy, and I always felt a real kinship to Indians in Hong Kong because the Chinese didn't want me there either. And I'm hanging out, like we're all talking about our country's national days. I'm talking about Canada Day. And my Indian buddy starts explaining how India won its independence. And I had this mainlander coworker friend who suddenly piped up and he went, oh, so Gandhi is like your Chairman Mao. You guys okay with that comparison?
I mean, there are a couple stark differences.
Yeah, it's not great because like Gandhi only starved himself.
I love a communist starvation joke.
Yes, and that was one of the jokes that I'm now no longer allowed to do in Hong Kong now that they have the new national security law. So, yeah, let's just say that's why I left.
Is it really?
Yes.
You left because of the changing political climate?
No, I'll tell you why I left actually. I was there for grad school and I kind of reached the end of it, and I thought like, do I stay here and get a job? Do I go back to Canada? I don't know. But there was like one moment where I knew I just had to leave. Like my lab mates wanted to have this beach barbecue, and you go down to the beach. And I try to hide it, but I am at my heart. I'm a country boy. I was born and raised in the country, doing country things, and I just rebelled against it so hard. I became the yuppiest yup to ever yup.
Okay.
But we're at this beach barbecue, and my coworkers, they brought like charcoal and they brought like meats and all this stuff, but they didn't bring anything to actually light the charcoal, and they had no idea how to light the charcoal. And like, I'm a country boy, and I half remember doing this all the time back in the day. So I'm taking charge of it, and I'm building this fire, and like, I'm getting down in there, and I'm blowing on it, and I'm getting the flame up, and they
Impressing a girl, yeah.
yeah, and they don't understand the technique or the finesse to what I'm doing. So like, I'd go down and blow and get it stoked, and it's like, okay, that's good for a bit, and then I'd lean up, and then they'd lean down and blow on it some more, and just undo all of my good work.
Fuck.
Yeah, so charcoal takes like a fucking long time before you can actually start cooking on it.
Yeah.
Like, under best case scenario, it takes like 45 minutes for the coals to get ready.
Jesus.
Yeah, this took like an hour to get this thing going. And my lab mates were just way too impatient for this. And at some point, there was a couple different barbecue pits, and the family at the pit next to us was like, "We're leaving, you can have our coals." So they all go over there, and they're cooking meat, and I'm still fucking stoking this fire, trying to get it going. And they're having meat, and then I get mine going, and I cook like 3 pieces of meat on it. And then they're like, "Andrew, we don't really need 2 pits going. We should probably put one of these out." So which one do you think that they wanted to put out? The one that was gifted to them with no effort, or the one that I nursed and cared for and stoked and brought to them like Prometheus? One of my coworkers walked over with a bucket of water. I'm like, "No, you don't get to fucking do this. I brought it into this world. I'm taking it out of it."
Like Old Yeller.
Like Old Yeller. And I just pour the water on it and clean out the coals. And then we move over to the other fire pit and just sadly eat, which as a fat person is most eating, to be honest. Just sadly eating. And then one of my coworkers, who was this wonderful, very tiny Asian girl, she whipped out her ukulele.
Ty's strong
Right
opinion
reaction.
about ukuleles. I love that.
Correct reaction.
We've had ukuleles on the show.
Yeah, no, not like that though. I know what kind of ukulele you're talking about.
Yeah.
I fucking can't stand.
The only argument for it is she was very tiny, so it was kind of proportional.
Okay. Yeah,
Like, that's the only argument for it. But she took out her fucking ukulele and she started to play. I can't tell if it was the most inappropriate or the most apropos song I've ever heard in my life. Take me home, country roads, to the place where I belong. And never have I felt like I belonged less.
Oh.
That's when I knew I had to get the fuck out of Asia, man.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to Canada, dude.
I'm glad to be back. I'm paying basically the same amount of rent for a slightly bigger place. Hong Kong's the only place that makes Vancouver real estate look reasonable.
Yeah?
Oh, it's fantastic.
What are you enjoying about being back in Canada now? Dude, it shouldn't
No.
take that long, bro.
No, I'll tell you what.
What is it?
I don't want them to know. So, like, legit, the first thing that came to my mind was Reese's Puff cereal.
Sir, listen, I need you to know, for this next part, I need you to know that I love and respect you, okay? I want you to know that I mean no malice by this, but that is such a fucking fat guy answer.
I know. That's why I was ashamed of it.
I don't hate on it. You know why? Because the first commercial I ever did was for Reese's Puff cereal. I'm not even kidding you. I was in grade 8, and I did the Reese's Puff cereal commercial, and I had to eat so much of that fucking cereal for that shoot. It was disgusting.
For those of you not in the know, our band leader Tyler is a child star.
A failed child actor.
Yeah, he was in a bunch of commercials and also Air Bud.
But Reese's Puffs, I remember.
Oh, fuck. I went to high school with the star of Air Bud.
Nice. Kevin Zegers.
Kevin
probably?
Zegers. Yeah, he drove an Oldsmobile.
He was in.
And everyone thought it was hot shit because I lived in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah, he thought he was hot shit. He was on Erie, Indiana. It was a big deal.
I remember that.
Yeah. Shout out to Kevin Zegers.
Come on our show. We'll fight you.
Shout out to Kevin Zegers. Woodstock represent? I don't fucking know. Guys, I think that's it for me.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thanks for
See you
coming
guys
on, man.
later.
It was a pleasure having you. That's Andrew Grant, everybody.
I need to pass through the stage area for a second. I got some corn to throw out.
What?
No, my cob is empty. I need to throw out the cob, but I gotta pass through the stage in order to do that. So just hold on a second.
Okay, we're holding on. I think he's gonna come.
Did hold on? Did
think he's
you?
gonna come
Did I
fucking solve the
pronounce
corn cob.
Kevin Zegers' name wrong? Did you say it's Kevin Ziggers? Zigger. I wonder why his career didn't go so
I'm
well.
gonna be honest, that doesn't- I would
I didn't
change
want
that.
to say Zigger at all. Dude.
Oh
Yeah,
my
we'll say
I
fucking-
just need you guys to stall for a second while I throw this out.
Oh my God, he ate that, and then probably
my
subsequently put it in his butthole.
It looks like a lightsaber.
It looks like something, dude. It looks like an improvised sex toy is what it looks
really
like.
does.
He ate that with his fucking mouth. He didn't boil it. He didn't put butter on it. Nothing.
You know, he still did the lower thirds for everybody too, while still eating that corn.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a talented
right?
man, that Tanner. I'll give him that.
God. Our fucking super producer,
Multi-talented.
Tanner. He. I see. I want to wait until he's like comes back across before we can carry on with the show.
I'm kind of hoping there's gonna be more corn.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. If you just sneaky got somebody to deliver him corn in the
cob
background.
is really making me sus about it. Like,
Honestly,
you know what I mean? He
okay,
should show
if
up with one
you are
cob.
gonna eat just raw corn, it feels like you should eat 2 cobs.
At least 2 cobs.
Yeah, that
If
seems
you're
like
that
it's the
passionate.
appropriate-
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Also, everybody, let's give some love to our super producer Tanner.
Hey.
That's the wizard that makes our show possible. We throw things at him sometimes, and he doesn't seem to mind. All right, we have one comedian left. Do you guys have room in your hearts for one more act?
Woo!
All right, great. This dude, he's one of them like reliably solid like jobbers. He's a thug, you know. He's the sort of dude you can like get to be in your corner in a boxing match. He's just a slugger. He's absolutely a slugger. I love having him on the show. We brought him on short notice, so thank you so much to him for coming and doing this in a hurry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring back to you the one and only John Gagnon. He has a harmonica.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't forget your
Very happy to be here. I wrote some notes on some jokes that the other comics said that I thought were very funny. First of all, what's your name again? Andrew. I thought it was very funny when we were like, why did you leave Hong Kong? Was it civil unrest? And you're like, no, charcoal insecurities. I thought that was very funny. For yourself, sorry, what's your name? Rash. I thought what was funny about you, there were 2 things I really liked. One, you talked about having a threesome with your dentist. In my prime, I used to pick up the ladies, and I picked up my dental hygienist, which I thought was funny because she was in my mouth first. And then the second thing I liked is you were talking about, you're like, I was working at a suicide hotline, and I was talking to a depressed guy. I'm like, I don't think you have to clarify that. I was talking to this really upbeat guy. He was really stoked about life. And then, Mark, I liked how cute your set was. I've never seen it that adorable. I liked when you asked if there were any dog people in the crowd. And me personally, I don't like girls that like dogs. Like, it's too much love for me. But like when they have a cat, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm in. You know what I mean? Because you could just ignore them for 2 weeks and then call them, and they're like, oh, hi, how you doing? You're like, they're like, come over, I'm ready. I think if Google was a person, I would never win Employee of the Month. That's just a stupid joke. I need this. If Google was a person, I'd never win Employee of the Month.
Oh God. Oh no, what have we started?
Do you ever get like I find like in the news, the headline is too much. You know what I mean? Like you get excited or scared of the headline, and then you read more, and it's not as bad as you think it is. Like I read an article and it said the life expectancy of a stand-up comic is 61, and I started freaking out. But then I kept reading, and it said the better the comic, the earlier they die. And I'm like, all right, I'm fine. I was too poor to get engaged, so what I did is I got a half-price engagement ring. It's where you buy the engagement ring on a credit card, and then when you get married, the debt's half hers. Poor people, I don't like that middle-class people claim to be poor. I don't like that at all. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I had the worst car. I'm like, oh, you had a car? Another one is they go, my family used to go window shopping. I'm like, yeah, we used to go window shopping at the grocery store. I put my hands up on the butcher section. I'd be like, whoa, uncanned meat? Tuna is red? It's not beige. Tinder. I think Tinder can learn a lot from acting auditions, right? Because right now it's just headshots, but I think a resume would help a lot. You know what I mean? Work experience. And I think guys, I don't know, guys and girls would be different. Like girls would look for like a tradesman, like experienced tradesman. But I think the guys are looking for like interns. Okay. It's a different. And I think the best part would be the resume would be the references, right? Because they would tell the truth. You know what I mean? You call that guy up or that girl up, they would be honest with you if they were a shitty person.
Yep.
I think Kanye doesn't think things through.
No shit.
Right? He's like, I'll be president. And 2 weeks later, he's like, maybe not. But I shouldn't be surprised from a guy that wrote the lyric, I'd do anything for a blonde dyke. Like, I don't think that's well thought out. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like you used to rob banks, right? Imagine you make Kanye rob a bank and he shows up with all the money. He's like, all right. And I'm like, here you go, man. Here's Carol. She's for my softball team. He's like, can I fuck her? Nope. That's one of the two things that you asked for. She's a lesbian and she has blonde hair. So, he doesn't think things through. I think that the movie Terminator Salvation sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is me and my girlfriend, we watch movies together, and I'm like one of those critics. I'm always complaining about movies, and so we made a promise for our relationship that I shut up during movies. And then the opening scene at Terminator Salvation is an open heart surgery in the middle of the desert, and I'm like, oh, so I had to hold it together. And then the robot clipped the helicopter that Christian Bale was in, and it like flew from 300 feet, landed in the ground. I'm like, he's dead, but no, he's not. He kicks the door open, and he's like, I just don't have a helicopter anymore, and starts shooting. I'm like, you know. And then what really got me is the scene at the gas. It's a post-apocalyptic movie. So there's always that scene where you're about to get the information from the black guy with the eye patch.
Right. Yeah.
He's like, what you need to succeed in this mission. And then a 300-foot robot reaches through the roof and destroys him. And I'm like, then I lose it. Because was this robot just like tiptoeing through the desert?
Just waiting for the right moment.
I don't like Terminator Salvation is the point of that joke.
Okay.
A lot of people do Denzel Washington impressions, and they always go, all right, okay, but I think he has more to his vocabulary than that.
Sure, yeah. I
think he'd be like, all right, okay, I agree with that. That is permissible. There's some stuff, I don't know where I go with that, but there's something there. Okay, I don't remember what it says. Parents into kids. That's not good. I don't know what I don't remember. Here's one that I remember. NFL stars. I feel like NFL stars are treated like animals in the zoo, which isn't fair at all. I think, you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm getting?
I guess, yeah.
Well, right now we're like, oh, but you have to perform and then go back to your cage. You know, go back to your bubble. You can't be outside of your bubble. You're an animal. You're here for a tent. And then it's like we're close. I don't like it. And there was one NFL star from Seattle who got cut from the team because he brought a girl into his hotel bubble.
Good for him.
That's his whole dream. His whole dream cut because he's trying to get laid. I don't think that's fair. And he was so close to getting her into his hotel room. He would have got away with it if he just didn't knock her out in the elevator. If he just...
God damn it.
If he just held on to that... I remember what parents into kids means now. Yeah, I was reminded. That's right. I was raised in the '80s, so my parents were a little bit abusive.
Mine too.
Yeah. It's hard to complain about it now.
Listen, it's the reason I'm a mess.
Yeah, it's samesies. We should talk later. Although I feel like I got, you know what helped me get over it? As I did comedy in front of my parents. And then that changed the dynamic. But speaking of changing dynamics, they always warn you that you'll turn into your parents. That's an old saying, like, oh, watch out, you'll turn into your parents. But what I didn't know is that your parents will turn into you, specifically college you. You know what I mean? Like, I went to visit my dad, and he's like 4 beers deep at noon, and I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? And he's like, relax, millennial. Not everything's so serious, millennial. You don't have to have a protest, millennial.
Honestly, I look forward to being that old.
Right? It's just, he doesn't give a shit anymore. And then when I realized that like we really switched spots is when my battery was just garbage, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get a new battery for my phone. He's like, why get a battery? Just get a new phone. What do you got? A 6, you dinosaur? You get an 8 for like $300. Why don't you get an 8? And this is what I said. I never felt so old. I looked at my dad and I went, I like my old phone. It's got a button. The new ones don't have a button. I don't know how to do it without a button.
I really like that. That was a good joke.
It's a good joke, yeah.
Is that fresh?
It's brand new, yeah.
That was a good fucking joke.
Thank you. You know I always like to do the new jokes
Thanks,
for you.
man. I appreciate that.
This one, fuck, I completely forget what it is. You want to give me a little solo while I try to remember?
This is what Tanner does when somebody needs help. So they play music.
Okay, I don't get the premise. Maybe you guys can help me out. This is a silly. It's the nut of an idea. I'm almost there. I just don't. What I'm trying to say is that people who are overreacting through COVID are also the same people that haven't been through shit in life.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like my buddy that's like was raised with a silver spoon is like, we all have to do what we need to do. Nobody panic. Don't fucking go outside. And then my buddy whose sister committed suicide last year is like, all right, well, whatever. It's just another thing. Like, I got something there. I don't know what it is, but there's a comparison there where it's like if you fucking been through something, you just don't give a shit.
Yup.
So don't get mad at those people who aren't as serious at COVID. They have simply seen more life than you have. I've been John Gagnon.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. Thanks for coming down. All right, that was fucking great. That was John Gagnon, Mark Hughes, and Arash Narchi, and fucking Andrew Grant. Awesome. Okay.
Good show, man.
Great. This, as you know, happens every single week on the internet. Sundays, you can watch it live on Twitch or at vancouvercomedy.ca. You can check us out on YouTube at Vancouver Comedy Live. Other than that, I don't know, man. I love you. You're the best. Be good to yourself. Also, fuck China.